Hi, I'm Chong Yap Singh, Dean of the NUS Yonglulin School of Medicine. Today, I'll be answering some questions that you have about me and the school. Okay, let's get started. First question, were you a good student? You should probably ask my teachers about that, but in my own view, I think I was a fairly average student. One of the things that I had problems with was just memorizing everything. What I've tried to do with the curriculum nowadays is to make the subjects much more relevant to what they see in the wards and to help them to question more. What's your favorite memory as a student? I think looking back now, probably a lot of it is related to my youth at that time. You know, I was just young and happy, carefree. And I think probably the best memories were just hanging out with my clinical group mates, you know, going through the difficulties together and having fun together. I think that was the best memories. Okay, next question. What are some of your favorite places in NUS Medicine? Quite a few. Unfortunately, many of them from my time have gone away. So one of my favorite places was the Science Canteen, which fortunately still exists, although it's been completely renovated. So hanging out at the Science Canteen in the first 2 years of studying medicine, because that's where we were on campus. My favorite dish in the Science Canteen was the clay pot rice. That was great. Number 2 was the medical library. Unfortunately, that's gone. It's now the lobby of the MD6 building. But studying in the medical library was, I think, a constant activity that most of my classmates and I myself did. And it was great. It wasn't just a matter of a place where you studied, it was also a place where you socialized, you met your potential future partners. I know many of my classmates actually met their spouses in the medical school and in the medical library. Why did you choose obstetrics and gynecology? Yeah, it's an interesting story. When I was doing medicine, I never really thought about doing obstetrics and gynecology until the 4th year. And I remember it was the night before I started my posting in KK Hospital. And I just thought I'll open the textbook and read. So I happened to read about gestational trophoblastic disease, which was quite new to me. And the next day when I had my first tutorial, the tutor asked me to talk about a case of molar pregnancy, which was exactly what I had just read the night before. So I aced the tutorial, and Yvonne Salmon, who was the head of KKB unit, told me, Yap Singh, you're very good. You should join obstetrics and gynecology, and that sort of set me on my way. So that shows you how important the effect of a teacher can have on somebody's lives. Okay, next question. Why did you choose to study medicine? It's so tough. Well, this is something I think a lot of you will be asking yourselves, right? I hate to say this, I didn't really think too much about it. I just followed the route that everybody, was on. So my brother studied medicine. In fact, he was in 5th year when I started my 1st year. And my sister did dentistry. And my entire class, I think there were about 28 of us, and maybe 24 of us went into medicine together. But I would advise you not to do exactly what I did. Maybe you should think more about really why you want to be a doctor. What do you like most about your job as the dean? I think the best part about being the dean is actually being able to make a difference that matters, which is, for me, the purpose of everything that we do, right? We don't want to just do little bits of things that are incremental. We want to be able to make changes that we think should be made and then to bring people along with us. It's important for the school to groom and train a whole new generation of doctors and nurses that will help Singapore become a better place. Okay, next question. What do doctors wear when delivering a baby? I would say whatever they happen to have on at that point in time, because often when we deliver a baby, just rushing there to catch the baby before it comes out. So of course, the proper thing to do is to wear medical scrubs. But for me, often it was actually in my office clothes with my bow tie. And actually, I think the parents quite like the bow tie. So, yes, I think one thing we should know is that most of the time, delivery is not a sterile procedure like you see in an operating theatre. It's a clean procedure. How did it feel when you delivered your first baby? Wow. I think I delivered my first baby in NUH labour ward back in 1986 or so. Interesting mix of emotions, from being nervous, worried that you do something wrong, to being really excited, and then suddenly having your own emotions mingled with that of the parents, and then as they saw the baby for the first time, and the baby starts to cry, and the midwife tells you what to do next. So it's a great mixture of feelings that I think it's a really wonderful experience. I wish more medical students will have the experience of delivering a baby. Although these days it's getting a little bit more difficult to have those real life experiences, but we try our best. I heard that you're a big fan of cats. Yes, that's true. I have quite a few cats in my house. I hesitate to mention how many because somebody might come around and check on them. Most of my cats are exotic short hair cats, so they look a bit like Garfield, flat face, very chubby, short hair, most of them, although I have one or two long haired cats. I highly recommend that you get a cat if you want a fairly low maintenance companion, but one that is quite lovable. Okay, great. So I have some items in front of me. So one is the school tie, which I actually designed myself. It features a lining, drawings or pictures of our school orchid, the Vanda NUS medicine. So both the school tie and this school scarf have the school orchid on them, and they were both designed to commemorate Singapore's bicentennial in 2019. There's a different one for each class so that they have that identity. Second thing I would like to show is the COVID-19 Chronicles book. Dale Fisher, one of our faculty members, was the chair of the WHO's Global Outbreak Alert and Response Network, or GOAN, because he was obviously setting policy for the world. And these cartoons were published mainly to educate the public about the right facts around COVID-19. And we thought the best way to do it was to turn him into a cartoon character. Well, thank you for listening. I hope my answers were of some use to you. I wish you all the best, and I would love to invite all of you to drop by anytime to visit us on campus.